Hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today if things look different, it's because we are on our way to Panama City Beach, Florida, to Thunder Beach, and we're going to hang out with our good friends from BRP and the BRP booth today and tomorrow. Today is Friday, May 1st, and I'll be there today and tomorrow, May 2nd. I know that doesn't do you a whole lot of good if you're watching this video because it's already happened, but just letting you know what's going on. So if things look a little dirty or dreary looking, it's been raining for the last hour or so. Yep, 1 hour. It's gray. Things are starting to dry out a little bit. It's supposed to be a wet weekend. I've been watching the weather. The terminal forecast got really dark there for a while, and then it got a little better. And so I'm grateful that it's only been what it has. I wore my rain gear for a little while, and then when I got off the interstate, I slid it off, and here I am just riding along in nice cool gray weather. I will tell you, there is something to be said about the cool, because the heat index 2 days ago at my house was 94 degrees, and sitting out there in a grass field for 2 days in 95, 100-degree heat, man, that can be a real challenge. It's hard. Hurts the old body, I'll tell you that. But enough of that. So what's going to be going on over here in Panama City? Well, there's going to be demo rides. You know, it's going to be cool. So you're going to have your BRP tent, your Can-Am tent, and then you're going to have Can-Am demo rides. You're going to have Harley demo rides, Indian demo rides, and then you're going to have a ton of vendors. Now, anybody who's familiar with Thunder Beach realizes it is nothing, I mean literally nothing like Bike Week. Bike Week is super crazy, super busy, super insane. It's not really that way for Thunder Beach. You have places and times where it will be kind of crazy, but it's nothing like Bike Week. The main area is out at a place called Frank Brown Park, and it's a big giant grass field, probably 10 acres of grass. And again, that's where your vendor booths are, but it's also where a lot of your manufacturer booths and displays are, and that will be the case with BRP. The Can-Am booth will be out there, and it's going to be great. I know I've seen virtually all of the new Can-Am stuff, but I haven't seen all of the new stuff, because there's new stuff from everybody. All right. Never thought we would get in a traffic jam in Bluntstown, Florida, but apparently we have managed to accomplish the darn near impossible. Look at us. You know, when I was a boy, I always dreamed of buying like a little two-story thing in a storefront in a town somewhere and living upstairs and having a little business downstairs. I never did that, but I'll tell you, it still sounds romantic in this silly way. I don't know, maybe those are just goofy thoughts that you have, and some people do it though. It would be kind of cool. I love the old industrial feel of a lot of these buildings. There's a nice Harley. Nice dude, waving back, waved at the Can-Am. You know, I'm going to tell you, I've passed like 10 Harleys, and every one of them, all right, state bound, girls going to weightlifting, look at that. Yeah, look at that, he's going to weightlifting competition too. They're raising money. Good for them, man. That's good to see. But so what happened though is every time I've kind of waved at a Harley, whether it was the goofy wave, this is the goofy wave, right? Or it's the cool wave, you know, the finger down low. They've waved back. Man, what a thing, huh? Pretty cool. But I was hoping to get over there earlier than this. It is 11:30 Eastern time, which means it's 10:30 over there. I'm probably 45 minutes to an hour out, so I should get there by 11:30 local time over here. But once I got on the road, it was funny. I got on the road, I'm maybe 20 miles down the road, I realized, forgot to take my heart meds, and I didn't bring them with me. So I snapped a Yui and went back and got them and took my meds. You know, used to, I would have just risked it. I'd have been like, you know what, I don't need them, it'll be fine. But you know, as I've gotten older, I've just come to the conclusion, I'm not going to play with fire anymore. You know, I made a mistake, I left something, I'll turn around and go get it. So if you do make mistakes, don't feel bad about it. You're not the only one. Lord knows I make my share all the time. I forget things a lot, and I'm sure Coach Vic gets quite frustrated with me as I do that because, you know, she has to go in behind me and fix it. But let's talk canyon performance, because I know you're interested in that. The performance of the canyon on the interstate was as you would expect. As far as my rider modes right here, I'll just show you. I am in, let's see here, I am in normal riding mode. Normal mode is going to be the most plush. So this Smart Shock suspension setting is going to be set to the softest with the least rebound and least compression, so it floats over the bumps, eats them up alive. The next thing would be your vehicle stability, which is set to wide open. Your dynamic power steering is maximal, and your engine mode is in eco. So that is the normal mode for riding on the road like I am today. Because I'm not going to be doing any dirt road stuff that I'm aware of. I mean, if I see something that looked like a nice, you know, nice diversion, I could just peel off and go play a little while. I wouldn't be against doing that, but I wouldn't be able to do it on the way over because, you know, I need to get there and be a responsible human being for a change. So I'm riding in normal mode. Cruise control is as you would expect. It's smooth as glass. Works great. The other thing is that the heated grips, this is the first time I've used them. It got a little brisk, you know, for a Florida guy. It dropped down into the 60s and I was wet. So being wet and in the 60s, my hands got a little cold. So I just turned the heated grips on and they've done a heck of a job. My hands are nice and toasty. So I like that a lot. But on the interstate at 70 miles an hour, which is what I do, whether I'm on, you know, an RT or a Harley or whatever, I'm that 70 mile an hour guy. This thing does very, very, very well. Extremely comfortable. It's as smooth as the Spyder on the road. The only thing that it lacks is wind protection. And I say it lacks it. It doesn't lack it for what it's designed to be. But if you're comparing it to an RT, you just have a lot more wind protection, which doesn't buffet your chest. It's just more noisy. You can probably hear that as I'm speaking, the buffeting. You hear the little pop, pop, pop from the wind. It's not as quiet as an RT. It's a little less quiet than an F3, but it is still a lot quieter than a Riker. I know, I've ridden them all. All right. Well, that's my feelings on just a little short, you know, little 50 miles on the interstate, doing 70 miles an hour in the rain, pouring rain. Man, well, what's a little water? I will tell you though, these tires, I really like these tires in the rain, man. They really channeled that water up. You know, I felt more planted in this. Now I went to my manual mode that I had set up for my rain when I was on the interstate, just when it was heavy. And it, like I said, this thing performed absolutely flawlessly. There's another Spyder right there. Look at that. He had a loud muffler on it. I heard him. Well, you can see it's starting to drizzle again. We're probably not that far from another serious downpour. I hope not. I really don't feel like putting my rain gear back on. But if I do, I do. I know if I stop and put the rain gear on, it will quit raining. That's how it works. But I'm just going to set the cruise here. Well, here we go. I got the cruise set here at 66. And I'm just riding along and just going to enjoy this beautiful state road. A lot of woods. It's going to be nice. But I'll talk to y'all when I get a little bit closer. But enjoy the experience of beautiful Thunder Beach, Panama City Beach, Florida, 2026. All right. Well, I am here. So let's see what we can find. Welcome to beautiful Panama City Beach. It's kind of gray today, but it's nice. It's cool. Yeah, normally when I'm over here, I am just absolutely cooking. I mean, just cooking. That's the crib over there. I see it. Well, it is day 2 of Thunder Beach. You know, yesterday, man, the rain got quite severe. Here's a picture of the radar, man. It was, it got really, really ugly. The tent was going to be open till 5, you know, the BRP booth, but we ended up pulling out a little after 4 o'clock. And so it worked out fine, though. This thing was a mess when I got on it this morning. I dried it off as well as I could. But I mean, everything got wet on the ride, and then I covered it so it wasn't just sitting there in the deluge. But it cranked right up, and I dried it off, at least the parts that I'm going to touch, and cleaned the windshield. You can see I'm already getting a little liquid sunshine on the windshield, so could be another wet day. It's cold, man. It's the dash says 61. It was in the mid-50s when I got up this morning. It's for here this time of year. I know you snowbirds are going, man, that's not cold, Bob. It's cold for here in May. That's for doggone sure. Give you a clean up here, just in case. But we look forward to hanging out with the crew up there. It was a good time yesterday. Talked to a lot of people. If I said hi to you yesterday, hello, thank you for coming by and chatting with me and hanging out for a while. I'm going to be in the booth probably 2 hours today, and then I'm just going to be out catting around the rest of the day, getting some footage of this whole event for you. And then tomorrow we'll be heading back to Tallahassee, and when that occurs, I will be running some footage and talking about that. So we should be 2 episodes. Should be one with yesterday and today, and then one with tomorrow, where I can talk about all of my findings on my first little mini tour where I'm out with the canyon for multiple days. Always a lot of cool stuff here. It may sound silly, but there's one place I really like to go to. It's called Sanity Jewelry. They're based here out of Florida. I'm going to be going by their booth. I always pick up at least a pocket knife or a ring or something. Their stuff is reasonably priced. It's really, really cool. And they're not giving me anything. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just like their stuff, and I think their price is just jamming. So all right, with that said, we will see you at the event. All right, so we're back at Frank Brown. Here we are. We've got a Spyder in front of us. Look at that. You can see the dark clouds over there. Every bit of that stuff's going to blow through today. It's going to be super nice here in a little while. My GPS is talking to me. I just didn't want to get all jacked up and turned around. Not that that would ever happen with me. You know, I'm such a special navigator. There's the demo rides. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, this event is way, way, way more laid back compared to Bike Week. It really is. Although I did see some 1%ers out here yesterday. I saw a lot of guys wearing their patches, you know, which was cool. That's fine, you know. But yeah, I'm not doing what this guy's doing. I don't like all that. I'm going to go around. I know where I'm going. I'd rather go around the long way. Look around. There's the Harley booth right there. Trying to fill that big old balloon up. All right. Thanks, man. All right, so we are here. Ooh, it's muddy. It is muddy, muddy. You know, I tell you right now, I saw some guys kind of cracking the throttle yesterday, and I'm thinking, hey, you do too much on that, brother, you going down. Yeah, we're sloshing around here. It's pretty deep over here. All right. And just like that, we are here. Let's have some fun. You have to check these out, man. These things are freaking sick. The 2-inch open primary on this looks great. Got to make sure you have something we freehand to do. This thing is super narrow, super industrial looking. Look at these discs, man. Look at the discs, man. That's just awesome. That wheel is just outrageous. Look at the front end on this thing. It's just sick. So I've never seen a chopper that has that massive front wheel that's so popular on the baggers now, but I have now. This thing is wow. Nice open primary, that way you can tear your foot off. Metal flake frame. Look at the detail in the metal flake, man. That is just sick. So when I was a kid, this is what choppers looked like. I love this thing. The sissy bar, they twisted this piece of metal and then they heated it up and bent the top of the sissy bar over backwards so it looks like it's melted and sagging. Nice performance machine disc brakes. Nice shovel head engine. Notice even the engine cases are metal flaked. Powder coat on the cylinders match the frame, the dark in the frame. Every detail on this thing, it's just beautiful. Gold coffin tank, look at that thing. This is a B2B, bar-to-bar motorcycle right here. Look at the detail in those handlebars. Look at these handlebars where they heated up the discs. That is a big old open primary right there, man. Golly. Everything on this thing looks great. The details on it are just unbelievable. Something that used to be done, you would see a lot of gold on motorcycles like this. You know, whether it was normally brass, right? It's polished brass. It looks really cool, very nostalgic looking. And he's tied this brass into the covers there. Again, the frame is not really powder coated, it's metal flaked. Now back in the early 2000s, late 90s, there was a lot of this polished metal look. It's really hard to keep it looking sharp. This looks great. This has an Indian engine in it. Makes me think about my brother, this kind of stuff he rode with his boy. Check out the Indian Lariat. I'm a big fan of this guy. You know, Indian Larry died in a tragic accident. He was standing up and balancing on the seat. He fell, hit his head, didn't think he had really done damage, went back to the hotel room, took a nap, and died. Crazy. Well, I am leaving the event. It is Saturday afternoon. It's nice and cool. You can see that the weather, man, the weather, talk about a change, huh? I mean, it's nice. It's 75 degrees and windy. Things were super wet, but they are drying up, you know. It's nice. It's been a great event. I want to thank, you know, even though I know they'll never see this, I want to thank BRP And the people in the Can-Am booth, they always treat me so well. There's Tim and Leaf and Savannah. There was another young lady there, I didn't catch her name, but the four of them treated me so well. They made me feel so welcome. It just makes it super easy. You know, I don't want to ever take that for granted. You know, if anyone would have told me 10 years ago, 5 years ago for that matter, that I would be doing what I'm doing, that dude pulled right out in front of him, man. That guy slapped them front brakes. He did the old jiggle jaggle. But it's one of those things where, you know, you look at life and you go, okay, God, what have you got for me? I just never thought I'd be here. I just never thought I'd be here. I never thought I'd be doing what I would be doing and being treated the way I've treated. It's so humbling, you know, and I'm certainly not bragging. I don't want you to think I'm bragging, because I'm not bragging. I'm nobody. And anybody who's around me knows that that's exactly how I feel. I'm a nobody. But I appreciate you treating me like somebody. I really do. Make sure I got these heated grips turned off. I had them on this morning. It was a wet, cold ride there for a few minutes this morning. Not too bad, but it was damp, you know. All my stuff's dried out. My shirt, everything was wet yesterday, but it's all dried out. But back to BRP Can-Am folk, Can-Am on road, man. I also want to recognize behind the scenes like Jarrett and Giselle, and there's a whole group of people. And if I left you out, please forgive me, because you matter to me. But my old brain doesn't remember everything. These guys just came out. I don't know what's going on. All right, there they go. Well, I reckon she needed her ball cap. Look at that. You know, I'm going to be doing a video here soon on helmet laws, because I think it's a very interesting topic. And we'll talk about that at a later date, but there we go. Lift these foot pegs. David rode in with me today. It was a lot of fun. But you can see, like I said, it's not bike week, but there's a lot of motorcycles. I was talking to someone. They were saying that, you know, they expect 60,000, 70,000 motorcycles. Now I know that's, you know, not 500,000, but it's still a lot of motorcycles. That's a lot of bikes. That's a lot of people. So Panama City is not a real navigation-friendly city. You know, if you get, this is 98, if you get stuck on 98, man, you'll be there a while. But if you can get one block off, it flows pretty good. But all of the tourists, they all hit 98 and they just get stuck there and they sit there forever. But yeah. Check out the trailer, looks like a little car. That's pretty daggum cool there. Yeah, I like that. People are so creative. Well, I'm going to head over. You can see that sign says Pier Park. There's an area where Margaritaville is and a shopping center and all that stuff. I'm going to head over there and hang out with Vicky and the grandkid and my beautiful daughter and her amazing young husband. They are just the coolest ever. They also make me feel special. Again, way more than I deserve, that's for sure. So the Can-Am Canyon, how did it do? Well, I'm going to tell you, it did great. This thing's been the best. One of the things that I really noticed about it was that in the rain, when I came over here, there was probably 30 minutes where it was a gully washer, and I was doing 70 miles an hour on the interstate. Well, 68. And these tires, these all-terrain style tires that are on here, man, they ate that stuff right up. I mean, there was no floating, no drifting, no nothing. These things really did a number on it. It was good. It was real good. I know we're next. It's got to be next. It's coming our way. I believe it. I got a feeling. He's got a feeling. Arrgh. That's the thing. You'll sit at a red light in these motorcycle rallies. Come on, people. They both got little cars for trailers. Oh, that's so awesome. I think that's where I should have gone. You know, I could park over there. I think that kind of backs in behind Margaritaville and stuff. Haven't been this way in a while. But yeah. But this thing tracked just absolute truth, man, on the interstate. It was magnificent. Yeah, I see Pier Park buildings over there, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn into this parking lot. I don't know what these cats are doing here. It's a four-way, so I guess they're a four-way stopping. Come on, it's a four-way. Yeah, that was, I don't know, man. To each their own. Look at me, man. I did just like I'm supposed to. That's crazy. Coach Vic said they were over near JCPenney, so I guess that works perfectly. Look at that. Let me pull over here, see if I see her. I see her van. Look at that. All right, well, let me shut this thing down, man. Maybe if I can find Coach Vic and the kids and the grandbaby, you might get to see them on the camera. That'd be pretty cool, huh? All right. Talk to you in a minute.
What?
What?
We was hanging out at Pier Park.
You were hanging out at Pier Park, or you were hanging out at the Can-Am booth till you left.
For a little while, yeah, until I left.
Why'd you leave?
You know, when the daughter calls, you gotta go run.
What about me?
Well, you know, when the husband calls.
You don't care?
Well, that's not. Well, I'm trying to think of something funny to say. I did hang out with you some.
You did. You spent a solid 3 minutes over there.
I did. I got distracted talking to other people.
That lady was nice.
Girls.
Yeah.
Oh, those other girls.
Those
I thought
women.
you were talking about that gamer guy's wife.
Yeah. Fish eye. Eleanor. Fish eye. Ooh. There. See, it's a camera.
Hi. Say hi.
Say hello, camera.
Hi, camera.
So, Vic,
Yes.
how was your food?
It was very good.
Good.
Steak, shrimp, and a sweet potato.
Nice. How was the potato?
It was very sweet. Yes. Did you enjoy your meal?
It was excellent. How was your food?
It was so good. I ate about half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's half your food right there.
It was so much, but it was so good. It's so good. I'm gonna eat more later.
And David and I, my son-in-law over here, we're in a very unique club.
Wait, players only. What's your pinky brings up to the moon?
You're a pinky.
Oh yeah. We got us some panky rings. Sure did. So today we saw a lot of cool custom motorcycles. We saw a lot of really nice people, and we're all tired, but we had a good meal at Longhorn Steakhouse. It was real good. You know, many of you probably, I've gotten some emails from folks also, I wanted to address this, have missed the journey, which is my Tuesday fitness episodes, which I haven't been doing. You know, we had a lot going on in the family. Nothing tragic, just very, very busy. I have so many return phone calls to make. Greg from DeLand and a swimmer friend of mine named Pete. There's just a ton of folks that I need to return calls. And it gets very difficult because I've been inundated with calls and things. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just, I'm behind. So I'm going to be catching up on all that hopefully in the next week. But what I was going to say though, the journey episodes. So I'm doing a new nutrition plan, and it is quite different than anything I've ever done in my life. It's something that is somewhat controversial. That shouldn't surprise anyone who's ever known me as a coach. You know, I always try new things, and I love doing that. You know, I love, you know, seeing what I can do and what kind of results that I can get. So I've done that. Done this new nutrition plan. Again, I'll be sharing that with you, exactly what I'm doing. I'll share with you exact exercise regimen that I'm doing. And I got a few friends to jump in the experiment with me. They were very reticent about jumping in, and so they waited about 12 days until I'd been on it 12 days and saw how good it was going with me, and they're like, we got to do this. This is ridiculous. You're accomplishing too much too fast. So that'll be coming out real soon. But man, Panama City Beach, it did not disappoint. Man, it was just a great day, great time with the Canam fam and my family. It's just been a beautiful weekend, and we're just going to keep plugging along. I'll be heading out to pick up some more food here in a little while. I got a place out by the airport, which is kind of a pain in the butt as far as conveniences, but for getting in and out of the event and all that, it's further away, but man, it's way faster, and you're not dealing with all the traffic, all the stop and go traffic. Although it may seem stop and go here, it's really not compared to in town. But you can see all these folks heading in, man. There's going to be bands playing tonight, vendors open till late. It's going to be wild. Whether I'll get out there tonight, I don't know. Probably not. Check the slingshot out over there. You know, what do you guys think about it? Leave a comment down below what you think about the slingshots. You know, they kind of get a bad rap. You know, they you know, people either love them or hate them. I'll tell you that. You know, I looked at the slingshots years ago. I thought it'd be a fun little toy. But I consider it a car. It's just a three-wheeled car because you sit in it, not on it. And that's a game changer. That's a game changer. Will I ever get one? It's possible. It's possible. It's unlikely. Man, that wind is howling, man. It's possible. It's highly unlikely, but I might. But as for now, I would say that we are closing our day up. I hope you enjoyed the last 2 days of beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida with us. Got to see the BRP world and hang out, see people and beautiful motorcycles and beautiful weather, terrible weather, beautiful weather, all of it. All right, so there you have it, another one in the books. I want you to do me a favor. Yes, you go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you are most definitely doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day, and I'll see you on the road real soon. Woo-hoo.